Ginkgo. This amazing herbal extract is one of the most beneficial supplements for health, longevity and mental well-being. The Ginkgo tree is the oldest surviving tree species in the world. This tree is very hardy, being resistant to insects, mold, bacteria, viruses, and pollution. The medicinal uses of Ginkgo biloba can be traced back to the oldest Chinese medical literature, 2800 B. The many positive effects of Ginkgo are: 1. Potent antioxidant. Free radicals are highly reactive molecules that are generated inside the body. They are also created by environmental toxins, saturated and processed fats, herbicides, pesticides and lead and other pollutants. Free radicals are involved in many types of tissue damage and are believed to be responsible for over 100 human diseases, including cancer. Normally, free radicals are cleaned up by enzymes the body produces. The chemical compounds in Ginkgo biloba extract or GABA are responsible for fighting free radicals are the Ginkgo flavonoids. These flavonoids have been shown in laboratory studies to be up to 10 times more potent free radical scavengers than flavonoids found in other plant sources, such as citrus peels or blueberries. 2. Promotes blood vessel health. Arteriosclerosis, often referred to as hardening of the arteries, reduces the proper flow of blood through a thickening of the arterial walls. It is caused by excessive plaque buildup in the blood vessels, due to deposits of fatty substances, which also reduces blood flow. Both are extremely dangerous conditions, reducing the blood vessel's ability to expand, which can lead to coronary artery disease. Ginkgo has a tonic effect on the lining of blood vessels, which allows the blood vessels to expand and contract with the pumping of the heart. It also helps dissolve plaque on blood vessel walls and keeps it dissolved until it can be eliminated by the body. 3. Increases absorption of oxygen and glucose in the brain. The brain needs two key substances in order to maintain proper functioning: glucose, sugar, and oxygen. Ginkgo has been shown to increase the uptake and utilization of glucose and improves oxygen use by increasing the blood supply. One of the most encouraging findings about Ginkgo is that it tends to concentrate in the brain tissues. This provides beneficial effects on many aspects of brain functioning, especially symptoms associated with the aging process. Cerebral vascular insufficiency, lack of proper blood flow to the brain, is extremely common among the elderly of developed countries, owing to the high prevalence of arteriosclerosis. In clinical studies, GABA has shown to produce a significant regression of the major symptoms of cerebral vascular insufficiency and impaired mental performance. These symptoms include short-term memory loss, vertigo, headache, tinnitus, lack of vigilance and depression. As well as improving blood supply to the brain, experimental and clinical studies show that GABA increases the rate at which information is transmitted at the nerve cell level. This effect is not limited to the elderly. One double-blind study showed the reaction time in healthy young women performing a memory test was improved significantly after the administration of GABA. Ginkgo also shows great promise in cases of senility and Alzheimer's disease. Preliminary studies in established Alzheimer's patients are very promising. It appears that GABA is most effective in delaying mental deterioration in the early stages of the disease. 4. Inhibits the action of PF, the leading cause of stroke. Another aspect of Ginkgo's activity is its ability to block a compound called platelet activating factor, PAF. PAF activates several kinds of immune cells which secrete chemicals that cause inflammation and enhance blood clotting. Chronic stressful conditions, including a diet high in processed foods and exposure to allergens, can overstimulate the production of PAF. This in turn activates too many immune cells, producing conditions such as asthma, toxic shock, atherosclerosis and stroke. When blood platelets encounter PAF, they change shape and begin to stick together. This is necessary to stop bleeding, but when they clump together on a chronic basis, they make blood more viscous and secrete chemicals that cause blood vessels to constrict and help form plaque deposits. When there is too much PAF in the blood, platelets create conditions which lead to heart disease, stroke and other circulatory disorders. GABA has also been shown to reduce the effects of allergic conditions owing to the inhibition of PAF. One study investigated the ability of ginkgo to block the effects of PF injected into the skin. Normally, PF injection causes the immediate formation of a hive. However, if the ginkgo was given before the PF, it effectively counteracted the reaction and reduced the hive by over 60%. 5. Improves sexual function in men. In a recent study, 60 patients with erectile dysfunction were treated with Ginkgo for 12 to 18 months. The first signs of improved blood flow were seen after 6 to 8 weeks. After 6 months of therapy, 50% of the patients had regained potency. Another 20% responded successfully to medical treatment that had not previously been effective. 6. Acts as an antidepressant. In a study of 40 elderly patients who were diagnosed with depression, and who had not benefited fully from standard antidepressant drugs, were given Ginkgo 3 times daily or placebo. By the end of the 4th week, the average total score on the Hamilton Depression Scale, for those taking the ginkgo, fell from 14 to 7. At the end of the 8 weeks study, the Ginkgo group had dropped to 4.5. The placebo group dropped only from 14 to 13. 7. Fights cancer development. Cancer cells rely on 2 conditions that are necessary for a tumor to grow: angiogenesis and the inhibition of apoptosis. Angiogenesis is the process of new blood vessel growth from existing blood vessels. Tumors cannot grow larger than 1 to 2 millimeters, approximately 1/16, if deprived of oxygen and other essential nutrients. At this point, cancerous tumors induce blood vessel growth by secreting growth factors. Blood vessels literally grow toward a tumor to continue feeding it. Apoptosis refers to programmed cell death. Every cell in the body has a programmed lifespan. In this way, old cells are replaced by newer ones. Cancerous growths disrupt this mechanism and allow cancer cells to continue growing after their use-by date. They are then able to replicate and pass on DNA mutations that make their progeny also cancerous. Ginkgo has powerful angiogenic properties which stop the development of blood vessel growth toward tumors. It also regulates apoptosis and brings cancerous cells into balance with healthy cells. 8. Antibiotic properties. Researchers at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia tested an extract made from ginkgo seeds, or nuts. They conducted tests on 6 pathogens known to cause skin and soft tissue infections. Several were alleviated, including Staphylococcus aureus, which is common and sometimes responsible for multidrug-resistant MRSA. Cutibacterium acnes, which can cause acne, dandruff and psoriasis. Streptococcus pyogenes, which can cause impetigo and necrotizing fasciitis. So whether you take ginkgo for depression, to improve memory, to prevent stroke and heart disease, making ginkgo part of your daily routine is a good idea. This simple herb has been protecting the health of humankind for centuries.